This week's storm has an impact on Sandy Neck, plus heroes honored this morning in Hyannis. Details on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, March 28th, 2014. I'm Sarah Colvin. Wild wind and high tides battered the shores of Sandy Neck on Wednesday during what we're all hoping was the last winter storm of 2014. Sandy Neck Beach Park manager Nina Coleman has information about how the beach fared.
Well, we had a 8 a.m. high tide that came in. It wasn't. It was in the 10s, so it could have been worse. The really big ones are in the 11s and 12s on Sandy Neck in terms of feet. But it did come in at 8 a.m., right kind of at the height of the storm. The winds were directly out of the north at the same time, and so we did take a hit because of that combination. Those winds were really intense, and the sustained, amount of wind, like the wind just kept coming. It wasn't gusty. It was just a sustained wind, and probably in the 50s or 60s. Right on the front beach there, and so we had a lot of wind scour, and then of course the tide was pushed way in, took the toe of the dune again. We lost the toe of the dune in the January storm, so we lost it again, which means that the dune, in order to find its equilibrium, is going to migrate back. Generally speaking, the waves will come in on these storms and take a lot of the sand material from that area. And so instead of it being a gentle slope down to the beach, it becomes a very dramatic slope down to the beach. And that's not the way that a dune is going to stay in nature. So it's going to find its equilibrium by creating a gentler slope, and by doing so, the dune is going to migrate back towards the land. So right now we have the same amount of dune that we had before, but it's going to migrate back as it works its way out. So we did get a good hit, is basically the bottom line. We lost the toe of the dune. We're going to lose more dune as it finds its balance. And we also lost some of the how to describe it, the public beach area is very rocky and low right now, right. So that area is concerning me.
The off-road beach is once again open. In better news, the gatehouse opens on April 1st and off-road permits will be on sale. Well, heroes aren't just for comic books and movie screens. There are many everyday heroes among us. This morning, several such heroes were honored at the Cape Cod chapter of the American Red Cross's annual Heroes Breakfast. Channel 18's Sarah Mannel was there.
More than 500 people turned out to support the Cape and Islands American Red Cross as they honored heroes from across the Cape, including many from Barnstable.
This year was an amazing year, but every year is truly amazing when we honor heroes, the people, unsung heroes that are our neighbors and our friends, that we don't even realize what they've done in our community. And that's what I love about the event. This year was really special with Captain Phillips and a lot of other things and people supporting it. I hope they support it like this every year, because we were here today for the people you might read about a little bit, but boy, when you hear their stories, as somebody said, there isn't a dry eye in the house because of what these people do for our community. So that's why I love this event.
Thank you to the Red Cross for inviting me here today, for these amazing people who truly make a difference in our people and our community's lives. Whether they were doing their job or just in the right place at the right time, or have served our communities in an extraordinary way, all of these people are true heroes. One thing I learned during the Somali pirate attack in 2009 is that we're all stronger than we even realize. We can do more and we can take more. I saw it myself, I saw it in my crew that day, and I certainly see it in these heroes that we are recognizing today. Everyone here today took action, from helping someone in need of life-saving requirements, or they didn't even think about it. They just did it. And they're not someone who really were just relying on their training. When we were boarded by pirates, It was our training and expertise that took over. When we were just doing what we learned to do and tried to stay as safe as possible. I don't think of myself as hero. I was just the captain of the Maersk Alabama on that day who did what he had to do. But I was certainly surrounded by heroes. The U.S. Navy SEALs who saved my life and my crew's, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, and truly all the military. Thank you for all the military in this room today for doing what they do today, yesterday, and what they'll be doing.
It was amazing. With all these special people up here, I feel honored to be with this group of people. You don't know what you're going to do until the time comes, and all these people proved that they did what was needed to do. Well, help if you can, volunteer, that's what I plan on doing. I'm going to, after seeing this today, I'm going to definitely go down and put in some time.
People come up to me and say, I'm definitely going to volunteer. I'm going to take a CPR class. I'm now inspired to do something, to be prepared when something happens, because they're so amazed by people who do this and see the kind of the tie-in of the Red Cross. I mean, these aren't people who are Red Cross volunteers who we honor, but it certainly ties into what the Red Cross does. And preparedness is a big part of it. So yeah, I hear that every year. I don't know how many people follow through, but I hear it every year.
More than just a little bit proud. And these people here had the opportunity to do the rescue. They did an outstanding job, and I think anyone that's on our staff could do equally as well. And they're all still a part of this team, but they did an exceptional job and did the town of Barnstable extremely proud. They're all in the same mission. They're all working towards making sure that they're able to do the job that they're there to do. And it's special people. Don't think it doesn't come with being a special person working for the town of Barnstable as a lifeguard, a gate attendant, a super, any one of our beach people, people that run our camps, almost all of our staff, I would have to say, they have to be special people to work with us. They all acted extremely professional, from the gate attendant to the supervisor, making sure everything was run well. And I have to say, there were a lot of staff that stepped in at the same time, that came from off duty to step in so that they could actually come do a debriefing and finish the job. So those staff should be commended as well. They're not represented in that they were not involved in the rescue, but they were kind of...
It's really awesome just because it's such a group effort, and it's great to be recognized as a group because, like you said before, everyone did their part. Everyone did, this and that to make, an efficient rescue. So it's great to see that everyone's being recognized for everything that they did. It's, the greatest part is, and I think Claire had said it before, that doing this job day in and day out, 99% of the time, things go smoothly. So when something goes wrong 1% of the time, it's great to know that we're able to get everything in action quickly. And, it's great to know that we're prepared for something like that. So just the ability to know that we have what it takes when an emergency happens, it's a great feeling.
But it's just great to be around such great people. I mean, it's almost hard to believe that they're comparing us to the other people around us. Like, there's some really, really professional people here, and not to mention Captain Phillips. And I just think it's great to be around all these people. It's the best job you could ever want. It's the perfect combination of responsibility and just like good vibes. I mean, it's a good time.
Because people think, since we're the American Red Cross, that we're government funded, and we're not. We don't get $1 from the federal government. We are chartered by Congress to provide these services, but we get no money. So we need to do fundraising from our neighbors, our friends, businesses. Every dollar I have to raise locally. So I don't get it handed by other parts of the Red Cross or the government. And I think he kind of sold that. I mean, that's what people need to know, is that to keep our chapter here in Hyannis, we need donations from local people. And boy, did they respond today. I'm overwhelmed. We do community preparedness. In fact, a resiliency program is something I'm going to be creating for the Cape and Islands, working with our regional partners, the Regional Emergency Planning Committee, and then rolling it out through our entire state, because you can never be too prepared. And, you get into a time where you think, oh, everything's fine, and then the marathon bombings happen or a fire happens. So preparedness is really what the Red Cross is all about. I'm just so glad that these heroes are getting the honor they deserve, and I can't wait to do it again next year.
From the 12th Annual Red Cross Heroes Breakfast, I'm Sarah Mantle for Channel 18.
Thank you, Sarah. Be sure to tune in to our hour-long daily news program, Barnstable This Morning, on weekday mornings starting at 7 a.m. Coming up on Monday's show, Town Manager Tom Lynch and much more. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.